findable, accessible, interoperable, reusable, fair. If you follow OGC these days, it's been all about fair. And indeed, it's been a shift in the messaging for OGC because of what we're experiencing here at the event, at the OGC Innovation Days. It's not about the technologies, we have a lot. It's not about the data, we have a lot. It's not about innovation, we have so much. This data that we're, surrounded with is not findable, it's not accessible, it's not interoperable, and it's not reusable. So it's up to us. We've been doing this. This community, because they're experts, right? It's not me, it's them in the other room. This community, they're the experts. We've got the science and we've had the technology, and if you think what we've done was, we've had NASA and NOAA out there and the European Space Agency, all this data about the Earth. So what do you think climate is? And I think that's why now we're finding our sweet spot, because we've been doing this, and now the world is ready for what we have to offer.
NASA is an organization that thinks of Earth as a system. It's a system of people, the environment, policies and practices. When NASA launches a satellite or plans to go into orbit, that's not something you do without thinking through a strategic path over years and decades. I think OGC shares that perspective of a planning, thoughtful collaboration, and true partnership. To make impactful change needs a long-term perspective on how we use our knowledge and our information and our data, how we build trusted relationships over time, as well as to have those relationships available for when we need to mobilize quickly. I think we're true partners in that regard.
Why climate and disaster is very simple, right? If you see what happened over the last couple of years, if you experience the droughts, the wildfires, all those consequences of climate change, it's one of those grand challenges that we are confronted with, and it's the most important thing that we need to address if we want to create a future for ourselves, our children, and 8 billion other people, right? It's the thing of the day that we need to address.
We have a greater frequency of natural disasters as a component of climate change and economic development around the world, such as through deforestation and biodiversity loss. We do anticipate more natural disasters. So having the ability to respond to those disasters quickly to save lives is critical, right? Or we people will lose their lives over it.
Disasters require the collaboration of every element of society. They all either need help or they have services and talents and insights that are essential. We need an organization that's going to bring us together, that is going to foster collaboration, and is going to make the data resources standardized and interoperable. And I think OGC's role in making this happen is key.
The OGC is a very unique and I'd say almost a hidden resource for the world, right? We are a collection of both the technical people at global geospatial companies as well as the C-suite. That's a rare combination in and of itself. So we have not only the people that can invent the new technologies, but also the leadership that not just funds and deploys, but really directs the vision for the technologies. All of these people are here. We're all here.
The really interesting thing at the moment in terms of the OGC is the shift in focus from technical standards specifically to impacts, and the way that actually we can take things that are quite technical, but actually have some sort of environmental or social impact.
We really looked in early years at those immediate, fast-moving parts of disasters and emergencies where you really had to get information to people quickly, and those were perhaps the most glaring problems of information sharing and interoperability. So we really focused on those. But as we've learned more from our members about the really important aspects of the whole disaster and emergency management cycle, we realized if you work out long enough in disasters and preparing for them and understanding the causes of them, you run right into climate change.
I believe the pace of evolution of the geospatial community is really on target. The last few years has been one that has demonstrated that this is a learning community. Climate is a concern, but it is one that takes long-term change and long-term solutions. This community has demonstrated that for disasters, they have the agility to mobilize its community and its data, but also a long-term strategic perspective of evolving to meet a long-term challenge.
I want OGC to essentially have geospatial information, which I think is everything, fair, right? So you have any developer, any non-developer wanting to use location, they actually get it because of OGC, perhaps not even knowing that it's OGC. So I like to say, actually, it's not mine. I've heard it before. Eventually, everything, even your car, right, or your phone will have OGC inside.